Okay guys, hope you can hear me loud and clear. So we have another ASMR book reading. This is a little bit tongue-in-cheek, a little bit aimed at the little ones, but I do like this book. This is Atlas of Monsters and Ghosts. So we're going to open it up, have a little look on the inside. Here's the artistic prints. And welcome guys, you are the first couple. Eddie, congratulations. Good evening, Inquisitor. Bobcat, I'm doing good, thank you. Been very busy today. Been out to the ice cream farm in Tatton Hall. But anyway, here's the table of contents. We're exploring various continents, or pretty much all the continents, and the myths, ghosts that are associated with said areas. Have some nice page turning sounds. Ice cream farmers, very fun, thank you guys. There were about 50 different varieties of ice cream. I had vanilla, it was very boring, and coconut. There's plenty to do for the kids. So we find ourselves in Europe, of course. And as you can see from the illustrations, some of the creatures associated from various countries. So with the ogre of Northern Europe, the golem of Czech Republic, and we have a guinea pig drinking water in the background, and Dracula Transylvania. Yes, I use some of the equipment in my day-to-day work. Right, so you've all heard of the Loch Ness Monster location, Loch Ness, Scotland, often referred to as Nessie. It has a massive body, a long snake-like neck, tiny head and fins. So remember that famous photograph of Nessie from years ago. As I said guys, this is a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but the legends remain intact. Now, did anybody ever see the episode of Most Haunted with Derek? That did go to Pendle Hill, and it was a fascinating watch. So dating back to the days of witchcraft. There is a dark presence at the top of Pendle Hill. It's believed witches once lived in the area, who were eventually executed. Remember the witch trials? Of the Green Lady, Castle of May in Scotland. The spirit haunts this castle has been named the Green Lady. She looks like a sad little girl, and in fact her death hides a tragic love story. Then we have the Headless Man of Edinburgh Castle in Scotland. Apparently lost his head in the 17th century. Okay, let's have a look what's next. Kavodian beast, which was new to me. This one associated with France. It looks like a wolf but is bigger and apparently thirsty for human blood. Apparently it's impossible to kill, but it fears cows, ostensibly speaking. The laughing ghost there. Now we have the golem, a so-called legend from the Czech Republic. In fact, guys, let me just hold fire while I sort the water bottle out here. That's better. Sorry, we had guinea pig background water sucking noises. This monster looks like a giant man made of clay and is ready to mindlessly obey its creators, no matter what. Remember, there was a story like this in the X-Files. I think the episode was called Kaddish. Although strong, it has no brain and cannot feel emotions. So this may be something associated with Judaism as well, but I'm not sure. We have the ghosts of München Castle, Austria here. Apparently it's home to hundreds of witches' ghosts, all looking for vengeance. As if this weren't enough, apparently there are a number of werewolves in the area too. A very troubling place. Undead of Paveglia. I think Zach Bagans travelled there in Ghost Adventures back in one of the early series, possibly series 1, when Nick was part of the crew. This island is said to be overrun by tortured souls looking for people to terrify. So people with the plague were sent here to die. There was a mental hospital there, the same land, yes. I remember Zach and the Ghost Adventures team travelling there. It's a relatively new book, so it's fresh. Right, we have an ogre of Northern Europe. Big, strong, grotesque and hairy. The ogre truly is a disgusting monster. It lives in caves and swamps and loves hunting people. I have a troll here. Caves near water, dark forests throughout Europe. So it could be a version of the Yeti. Ugly and boorish. It's an enormous wart-covered nose, bristly tail. One from Poland here, which I am going to attempt. Smok Wawelski. Smok Wawelski is a dragon that lives in a cave at the foot of Wawel Hill in Krakow. This cruel, powerful being loves destroying anything that gets in its way. Tales of goblins throughout Europe. And we have a Danish tale here, the White Lady of Dragsholm Castle. The White Lady is not the only phantom that haunts the castle. You should also expect to meet the Grey Lady, the Earl of Bothwell on horseback, some monks, figures and many other ghosts. So that would be an interesting location to visit. Of course we have a whole double spread dedicated to Dracula. Of quite enjoy tales of this fiend. Bran Castle is where, in Transylvania. Flying about in the form of a bat by night. It talks about the characteristics there. It says you need a lot of metal to go to Dracula's castle. You may feel a little claustrophobic and want to run away. Trust your instincts. Hello there, my Polish friend. I hope you enjoyed your Polish folk tale. He's the most notorious of all vampires, nocturnal creatures that feed off of human blood, and an undead creature. He won't be easy to kill. And my Danish friends, thank you very much. We had Poland, Denmark there, lovely. Crikey, Carl Pilkington, welcome. Hello Sophie, in Germany. Have we got any from Germany? Let's have a look. No, but we have a drifter between Switzerland, England, and occasionally the North Pole. We have Frankenstein there. All heard of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Now the text is a little bit hard to read. My ocular system based on the contrast. Hello Daniel in North Wales. I was very close to you today. I was very close to Chester, visiting the ice cream farm. Hello Max, thank you for joining me. Now look at this, we have a section dedicated to Greek mythology. And hello my friend Thegis in the Netherlands. Manchester is red of course. Nice end to the season guys. Botswana, wow. Our friends from Africa in the house. Right, Greek mythology, Hydra. Now, if you remember, I think Hydra was the creature that Jason defeated. Jason and the Argonauts to steal effectively the Golden Fleece. Love that story. Brazil, Spain, hello, USA. We have Cyclops. We have Setter. And let you in a little bit of a secret, guys. I have been to this island here. I can't remember what it's called, but I have been to the labyrinth where the Minotaur, I think it was possibly Knossos, but correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody in the house from Greece? Is that Knossos? I have been to see the labyrinth. Italy, in the house. Australia, wow. Incredible. Okay guys, we're on to Greek mythology. Atlantis. Yes, Knossos, thank you Brandon. Right, Cyclops. Remote caves high in mountains. Abnormally large. Only has one eye, of course. His main asset is his strength, which he harnesses mostly for metalworking. But he can also use it against enemies if necessary. Carcinus, looks like a giant crab. Not even going to try and pronounce that. We have Circe, beautiful woman. No monstrous traits, but you wouldn't underestimate her. Right, let's have a look at Siren. Now, if you remember, Siren was one of the Guardian forces in Final Fantasy VIII, and she played the role of a mermaid, if you remember. I've seen a few videos on TikTok about mermaids and sirens. A true mythological siren is a terrible, ruthless creature with the torso and head of a woman and the bottom half of a bird, with long claws to grab her victims. Her sweetness of her song draws sailors near so she can capture and kill them. Centaur, the body of a horse, torso of a man. It embodies characteristics of both. At times it can be wise but also very violent and uncouth. So he's off the chain. Don't get too close. Look at this, guys. Any Harry Potter fans in the building? The basilisk. A small but mortally dangerous serpent. It was quite big in Harry Potter. It's so potent that with a single, excuse me guys, single look or breath it can turn its enemies to stone. I thought that was Medusa. Anyway, this basilisk possesses the same skill set. It can even turn the land it slithers across into deserts. And of course, Jason and the Argonauts defeated Hydra, one of the most powerful and dangerous monsters. Hello, my friend in Turkey. Hydra is a water snake with 9 heads. I assumed Hydra would have been 10, but anyway it's 9, one of which is immortal and it can defeat anyone. Chimera has 3 heads, possibly like Cerberus, the hound that guards the gates to hell. Breathes fire, she breathes fire, strikes with a serpent tail. Fascinating, a little bit of Greek mythology there. Ah, here we go. Case in point, Cerberus. Guarding the gates of the underworld, it keeps the living from entering Hades and prevents the dead from leaving. Absolutely bone-chilling stories. It looks like a dog, but do not be fooled. The 3 heads that dole out deadly bites. Oscar in Norway, hello. I can see the comments fleetingly. Cerberus. Again, another Guardian Force summon in Final Fantasy 8, I believe there was a Cerberus. Right, what continent are we on next? I do have a few followers from Persia and Iraq, I believe. We have the Middle East. Hello, my friend in India. Guys, this Final Fantasy links is amazing. We have Bahamut. In Final Fantasy VII we had 3 versions, summon versions. We had Zero, normal Bahamut, and possibly neo Arab countries of the Middle East is where Bahamut is found. Imagine a large fish and then make it even bigger. This is how gigantic Bahamut is. This fish is so gargantuan that it supports the whole world on its back. I'm very much into Final Fantasy. Number 7 is my favourite game of all time. A little nugget of wisdom there. Seas and oceans around Arab countries. The Marid is a very strong type of jinn. Supernatural beings found in the Middle East. So jinns are considered your hellish type creatures. This creature, commonly known as a genie or genii, I think is a female version. Also, again, another link to an X-Files episode where they uncover, or they find a genie, don't they? Those two guys, Anson. What's the episode called? Oh God, I only watched it recently, but anyway, they find a genie. She grants them wishes. But each wish comes with a catch. But anyway, best to avoid the Marid. It takes almost nothing to upset it. And then you'd be forced into a fight you can't win. Ale. The Hindu Kush mountains between Afghanistan and Tajikistan. Characteristics. This feminine looking spirit has long flowing hair. Skin so pale it's almost transparent. And unbelievably light eyes. Hello, my friend in Russia. You may think she has no irises. You can only see her at sunset. Spirits of the haunted house at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. On the coast of Jeddah there is a house infested with dark evil spirits. Perforad in Barcelona, welcome. Barcelona, one of my favourite cities. Richard in England, hello, brother. There's a flock or murder of crows, which is the collective name, has taken over the decaying rooftop. Taxi drivers refuse to go anywhere near it. They all fear the house. Why? Because 16 people have entered and have never been seen again. Hello there, my friend. That is right, Sophie. SRP game over for the gaming videos. Humbaba, it's Iraq and Iran. It's a repulsive monster with the teeth of a dragon and tails covering its face. Lovely. Tiamat, found in the Persian Gulf. Oh, that's why you're from Mid Wales. Fabulous. This deity takes the form of a female dragon with a long snake-like neck. She's so powerful that she can govern the chaos from which the world came. She's an essence of pure strength, able to beat all other beings. What's more, she possesses the tablet destinies which give her control over the universe. Right, double spread for goal. In cemeteries or remote countryside of the Middle East, can also take to the skies. This creature is a hybrid, half human, half demon. It may appear as either a man or a woman, and can also shapeshift into a horrible monster. Like a zombie, it feeds off human flesh. There's no need to worry, it only eats corpses. Hence why it's found in the graveyards. Popular among storytellers, corpse-eating creatures, Antoine Gallard's translation of 1001 Nights. So we have a Tokyo version. Japanese manga and anime series tells the story of a student who is attacked and for sinister reasons has some of his internal organs replaced by those of the ghoul. Spooky. Okay guys, some from Asia, encompassing India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, I get my bearings right, Sri Lanka somewhere, Russia, Mongolia, China, I believe this is Japan. Glad you like the TikTok videos, it's gone very well over there. Preta, found deserts of the world and remote regions of Tibet. Apparently a relentless spirit, usually invisible to the human eye, and is still paying for mistakes from its life, mostly having to do with greed. Rakshasa, India and Sri Lanka. This demon was a despicable person and now it's a shape-shifting monster. Don't ask me to say that, guys. I believe they have been around for a long time, these deities, these stories. Amamonga, the caves of the Philippines. There we go, guys. Far East Asia, one for you. I believe I have some followers from the Philippines. It looks like an ape, but it's the size of a human. It's covered in black fur and its incredibly sharp nails. Manananggal, Philippines type one there. Pekong. Right, lots of these are all new to me, guys. Cheyenne number 81, a mansion 81 Cheyenne, Beijing, China. No one really knows what this ghost looks like, but it's impossible to walk through the abandoned rooms of this ancient manor without hearing a mysterious noise or feeling a paranormal presence. Aswang. Here we go. This is a universal creature, also known as Bigfoot, Yeti. This is the Himalayan mountains range version between Nepal and Tibet. The Yeti is a bit like a person, but much bigger and furrier. It's also up to 10 feet tall, covered in thick, silvery white fur, preferring the wildest places of the highest mountains. It feeds on lichen and other plants, and only attacks to defend itself. Yes, the reason why I can't pronounce much of the Asian terminology or words is because My dad didn't speak any Punjabi around me. I'm very much westernised. Anyway, moving on. Japanese monsters. Kamikiri. A sort of a mischievous imp. A bit of a trickster. Preys on unsuspecting victims by cutting their hair. It's a little bit of a mischievous one. Comes out at night, under the shroud of darkness. Yes, it does remind me of the Abominable Snowman. Going back, sorry. It's one of my favourite Goosebumps titles, the Abominable Snowman. Kitsune is a fox with supernatural powers that can turn itself into a human being. Rokobi. Not sure, sorry guys. This looks like a normal human being until night time, and it stretches out its disturbingly long neck. So we do have some very interesting tales from Japanese folklore. Guys, any Japanese fans in the house? This one's for you, for Oni. This is a kind of orc, multicoloured skin and huge horns on its head. Ghost of Okikura. Now she slithers out of the well near Himeji Castle, seeks revenge against the samurai who tortured and killed her. The problem is the samurai is also dead now. All she can do is torment innocent visitors to the castle. We have Onna. Futakuchi Onna appears to be a normal woman. However, she has another mouth on the back of her head. That uses locks of hair as hands to eat. Never stand behind it. She might bite when you least expect it. Yuri is a restless soul. Halamiwu from Finland. Seems we have everybody from all four corners of the globe. No, we did have somebody from Botswana. And this, my friends, is Africa. Yeah, might not get it all in shot. So we'll leave Botswana, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere around here. I did have a friend from Malawi. Malawi's down here somewhere. Zimbabwe. So now a little bit. Morocco, Algeria, Tunis, Egypt. Right, what do we have lurking? African folklore tales. Imilauzi, Southern Africa, not South Africa, Southern Africa. If you're in Africa and hear a distinct whistle, it could be the Imilauzi speaking to you. This is how it communicates with people, through different pitches and tones. They can even connect the living with the dead using their musical language. Guys, we have another X-Files link here. Oh no, it's not. I was thinking Anasazi, which was a Native American tribe, I believe. This is the Anansi, sorry. After probably Skunk Anansi. Anyway, West Africa. Mauritania to Nigeria. This god is half man, half spider, and according to folklore, the creator of the world. And Nancy. He also controls the rain, and he's seen as a benevolent hero, in fact, with a B, benevolent, teaches humans how to cultivate the land. Rock from Madagascar. Monstrous legend bird with large feathers and superhuman strength. Atse, Ghana and Togo. Although it might look like a firefly, it's not an insect. It's a horrifying vampire. In addition to drinking blood, it drinks coconut milk and palm oil. Sorry guys, didn't mean to knock the camera there. Hauri, the underground caves of southwest Africa. It has half the limbs you'd expect. It moves around easily by hopping on its leg. It's mostly confined to its underground hiding place, but it's powerful within that domain. It can even disappear before your eyes. Thank you, Chris from California. I'd love to visit California one day. Hopefully we can get onto the American tales soon. A particular love for Tales of the Skinwalker. Okay. Simon's Town Ghosts, interesting. Hello Inna in Hong Kong. Gagorbid, Southwest Africa. Gagorbi should be known as the monster of the pit because it sits on the edge of a deep chasm and dares you to throw rocks at its body. If you do, the stones will bounce off and hit you back, knocking you into the abyss. Never accept the challenge. Lanky Lou in Plymouth, congratulations, you now have Wayne Rooney as your manager. Best of luck. You know that he was at Birmingham and he did absolutely, well, not so good. Ah, here we go, guys. North America. So just looking at the map, I don't see anything relating to the Skinwalker in the areas of New Mexico, Nevada, Four Corners Monument somewhere here, Colorado I believe. Nothing about the Skinwalker there. It's one of my favourites. Tales, stories. But anyway, let's... Salem Witches. Andrew Henry, thank you very much. That's much appreciated. We're now into your domain. The Jersey Devil. X-Files episode, season 1. Classic Jersey Devil. Salem Witches. You never know, give Rooney a chance, give him a chance. Right. Ogopogo. Isn't that a lake somewhere in America? Lake Ogopogo. Anyway, British Columbia, Canada. Oh no, sorry, it is Canada. Lake Ogopogo. No, I'm getting this mixed up. In the waters of Lake Okangan, There lives more than just algae and fish. Ogopogo also calls this place its home. It's a monstrous green snake with the head of a dog or horse. What an interesting neighbour. Thank you, JMO. Much appreciated. Certainly works for the ASMR. I believe you call it the boogeyman. We call it the bogeyman. Throughout towns of the United States. I believe this is a tale that children were scared into going to bed by. Tales of the bogeyman coming to get them. Ghosts of Stull Cemetery, Kansas, US. Dark presences wander the unsettling Stull Cemetery. Restless phantoms love to terrorise unlucky visitors here. Okay, so what else we have? We've seen quite a bit of this, guys, watching Ghost Adventures, which we have here on Really, Channel 17. Right, let's have a look at this Phantom Hitchhikers. New Jersey, so we're on the east, US. There are many hitchhikers looking for a ride along Route 37 at exit 82. But don't stop and definitely don't pick anyone up. These aren't flesh and blood humans, but phantom hitchhikers. SRP is not too bad. We also have a bit of a damp Birmingham. If you're just joining the stream, I've spent my day in Chestershire, at Tatton Hall Ice Cream Farm with the family. Sorry guys if you're scared of clowns, that is a clown. Right, X-Files episode, Season 1, we had the Jersey Devil, New Jersey. If you come across the Jersey Devil, run away quickly and don't look back. This creature is half human. Yes, I'm not a Birmingham fan, I'm a Man United fan, born and bred. This creature is half human, half monster with bat wings and a long tail. It could swallow you whole. Rose Hill Cemetery in Chicago, Illinois, US. The Clown Ghost. White trousers, colourful jacket, fake red nose, curly hair, rainbow coloured wig. He seems harmless and fun, but you'll probably see him waving, but he hides a cruel soul. And we have, of course, the Salem Witches, Massachusetts, US. Salem. Currently reading Salem's Lot, Jerusalem's Lot by Stephen King, vampire related. These spirits are only echoes of their human identities. Young woman, 19th century, floats through the air, awfully cloud hills. Okay, someone has asked for the Squonk, Pennsylvania. Squonk is a rather mysterious creature. It certainly looks quite horrible and scary, but apparently its main characteristic is sadness. Anyone who sees this beast cries all the time inconsolably. Squirwonk, sorry if I've not pronounced that correctly. And of course, very sad not to see anything about the Skinwalker, but of course we have Bigfoot. I see a lot about the Appalachian Mountains on TikTok, the forests of North America. don't need to tell you much about Bigfoot. You remember that famous video? Was it the 50s, 60s? And of course, King Kong. I think we've recently had the film come out, King Kong versus Godzilla, over here. Where first on Skull Island and then in New York, US. An ape similar to a gorilla but much bigger and with human-like emotions, he can suffer from loneliness. Phenomenally strong, he can take down any opponent including dinosaurs. I assume this is the Empire State Building. Thomas, have a safe flight tomorrow, please. I used to love flying, but I'm terrified of it now. Right. Central, South America. So into Mexico, Panama, Guyana, Brazil, Uruguay, Chile, Peru, Colombia, Argentina. Anywhere else I've missed? I believe I have a lot of fans from Chile, and Brazil, and Argentina, including some Canadian Argentinians. Congratulations on your graduation, my friend. Well, Mexico is certainly up here, isn't it, guys? So we'll go by what the book says. Just say Central and South. Don't take it to heart. Now, in one X-Files episode, we had a story of the Chupacabra, so hopefully that one will turn up. I've heard of the Pombero as well, in Argentina. Cipacatl, Mexico. It's a female creature that looks like a cross between a crocodile and a fish. Remember that she can swim and likes to rip apart anything that comes near her. Creatures of the Haunted Cemetery, Mexico. You'll find anything and everything sinister here. This particularly terrifying cemetery is home to monsters and ghosts of all types. Vampires, cursed pirates, devils, ghost hounds and more. La Planchada, Juarez Hotel in Mexico. Dressed like a nurse from the First World War, she treats and heals the terminally ill. So she is a benevolent, with a B, benevolent type spirit there. Doll spirits of Mexico. I can't even pronounce any of these guys at the top. Sihunabra. Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Costa Rica. We're into the Caribbean a little bit there. Oh God, I cannot pronounce any of these. Jarouge, Haiti, so we're in the Caribbean. Beware of the Jarouge. This half werewolf, half vampire is famed for being particularly fierce. Nahuatl, Argentina. If you sail on the waters of Lake Nahuel, Huapi, keep an eye out. You may see the prickly spines of this creature, a powerful monster that's an oversized mix between fish and snake. Lemish, Patagonia. If you see a Lemish, don't hide in your house. This kind of aquatic tiger has a bad reputation for destroying homes. Ah, there we go, the chupacabra. I believe this is known as the goat sucker. Of course, learned that from the X-Files episode. And that particular episode had a very young Tuco in it from Breaking Bad. It's an episode you need to see. Agricultural areas of Mexico, Guatemala, Ecuador and Costa Rica. As you can guess, there's chupa, which means suck, cabra, which means goat. This monster feeds on the blood of goats. How you can recognise a chupacabra. You'll see footprints with 3 toes. You'll hear the peculiar sound of scales rubbing against each other. You'll smell a very unpleasant odour in the air. You'll hear screams that are neither human nor animal. And no, that could be a local legend for how scary hissing goal. Well, he certainly made it squeaky bum time at Wembley for us, didn't he, by letting in that Doku goal. One he should have dealt with. After he dealt with the harder shots by Kyle Walker, so lets a daft one in by Doku. But that is what we've got, and we'll stand by him. La Llorona. Found near bodies of water throughout Central and South America. This ghost looks like a young woman floating in the air or through waters of a river. The crying lady, yes. What is most frightening about this spectral figure is the noise she makes, a shriek that could make your blood run cold. Yes, Dean, Kyle Walker's very rapid. One thing is to do is block out her terrifying cries. I love you too, D Daily. So maybe try some headphones with loud music. As I said, guys, it's a bit tongue-in-cheek. Since ghostliness comes from her suffering during day, you could try giving her a warm, comforting hug. No, thank you. In Aztec mythology, there is a ghost similar to La Llorona. This is, oh my god, Quetzalcoatl. I don't know, guys. Cithuacoatl, a goddess of earth, half woman and half snake. What distinguishes her are her inhuman cries and unrelenting sobs. She is often depicted rising from the waters of Lake Texcoco in Mexico, much like La Llorona. No, sorry guys, Maguire has to go. Martinez is staying. He needs a new centre-back. Guys, we have a section dedicated to Australia. We do have quite a few fans in Australia. We have things like the Bunyip, Drop Bear, Spirits of Monte Cristo, which I believe is a sandwich, as well as named after that probably. Monte Cristo is a sandwich. Ghosts of Port Arthur, the Surrey Hills Ghost, We have the bunyip, throughout Australia near rivers, swamps and marshes. This grotesque creature looks like a combination of animals: head of a dog, the tail of a horse, and the tusks of a walrus. It's covered with thick, dark fur and has horns. It mainly hunts at night and makes disturbing sounds as it eats. Rather like Mr. Chunk. We have the rainbow serpent. Thank you, Turbo Knight. What about man-bear pig? Who the hell is man-bear pig? Found in the deserts of central Australia. It's enormous, colourful and breathtaking. All the ghosts are in Staffordshire. Well, I do have my Staffordshire Ghosts and Legends book, which I read to you from before. The scales look like a rainbow. According to Aboriginal folklore, this divine spirit was one of the first to appear during the birth of the universe, known as the dream time. It can be incredibly charitable, helping humankind, or at other times, merciless and cruel, exacting revenge on those who don't follow the rules. Do be one of those in this country. Due to all the lawbreakers and the law breaking, I say. Hawkesbury River Monster, found in New South Wales. The monster that lives in the waters of the Hawkesbury River of South Park. It's a lot like the Loch Ness Monster. We do have an RF base in Stafford, I believe. Or that might be military, I'm not sure. Rather like the large body, snake, like no, Loch Ness, it doesn't like being photographed. Okay. Spirits of Monte Cristo, Geneva, Australia. Anyway, the Monte Cristo homestead in Juni is a training ground for aspiring ghost hunters. Many harmless but eerie ghosts live here, and the owner is a paranormal enthusiast who can give you some useful advice. Would you give up? Drop bear, Australia. The drop bear looks like a koala, but is not gentle or sweet at all. In fact, it unexpectedly drops from the trees where it lives onto people walking underneath, my goodness, then bites them and runs away. It's mischievous and aggressive, preying on the fact that when people see it, they think it's cute. Eucalyptus eating koala, not the case. Crikey guys, we're nearly at page 90. This is surreal. And we're almost at the hour mark. The Yowie, Australian forests, particularly New South Wales. I don't mean to be short-sighted guys, but I didn't realise Australia had much in the way of forests. Quite tall, normally around 2 metres and monkey-like. This monster looks a lot like the American Bigfoot and the Himalayan Yeti. It leaves gigantic footprints and is covered in dark, thick fur. Its nose is broad and flat, a bit like a gorilla. Beechwood Asylum Ghosts in Beechwood. It's a former mental hospital overrun with ghosts of all kinds. Not just patients who are admitted here, but the doctors and nurses who treated them. People experience cold shivers, constant feeling of fear, and sometimes even interactions with the dead. Now, is this associated with the Opera House? No, that's Sydney. This is Melbourne, Ghosts of the Opera. Federici, who died shortly after singing on stage, wanders the changing rooms and halls of the Princess Theatre in Melbourne. There is, however, nothing to fear from this ghost. All he wants is to stand in the middle of the stage so he can receive his final applause. Sorry Hill ghosts there. I guess in a sort of poltergeist-like, based on the images there. Guys, we're coming to the time where I'm struggling to stand up. My feet are hurting. Yarama Yahoo on the Australian coast. It's a type of vampire, but completely different to the traditional image of the blood-sucking monster. Not much more than 3 feet tall, it's covered in reddish fur. Its head is relatively large, with a gigantic mouth that can unhinge like a snake's. That is crazy. Guys, we have reached the end. Thank goodness for that. I hope you've been enjoying learning about some of the folk tales from your continent, wherever you're from. You've done Europe, Asia, the Middle East, Australia, North America, Central and South America, and Africa. So focused on Japanese monsters. So guys, I'm going to pay thanks to the author and illustrator. There is the book, Atlas of Monsters and Ghosts. I'll try and leave a Amazon link in the description if you want to purchase it for your little ones. Text by Federica Magrin. Illustrations by Laura Brenella. Sorry Zuzu, you have been very active, I can see in the comments. But everything in life must come to an end. So don't worry guys, I won't be gone for long. I might do a YouTube short tomorrow, medical based. And then we should be back Sunday with our normal release at 8 PM UK time. Thank you for watching, hope you've enjoyed. See you next time.